Primetime. That's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now?
Ready to rock and roll on a Wednesday. Hump Day is here. Noon hour has hit. XL Prime Time. Back in the noon slot. Helmets and Heels following us. The Francis Show after that. Plenty more as part of your 1010 XL 92.5 FM day. You always got it. You always can count on it. And we definitely got plenty to bring to you today that you can count on when it comes to drop a little intel from the college and NFL world. You got contracts for a couple of big Jets that we will hit, and a couple of other storylines in the NFL, including Brian Thomas Jr. being raked by the NFL coaches, scouts, and GMs, not giving him the respect that he deserves. So we will definitely dive in on that. But Big Sirs, we got Maddie back up in Atlanta, ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
You saw an interesting response from Arch Manning about Steve Spurrier questioning him not being able to beat out a seventh rounder. So we'll have some fun with that today.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice response. I like the back and forth. The Mannings and Spurrier have got history.
Oh, they do.
Way
They do.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, he's going to defend, he can defend the family jewel.
Yeah.
He's got to defend the family.
You can phrase it that way. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. One of our jewels, Matt Hayes, up in Atlanta, as he's ready to rock and roll from right outside the College Football Hall of Fame. Matty, good afternoon to you, my bro. How are you?
Spurrier taunted Peyton for how long? How many years? At least 3.
Right.
Even though Peyton got the best of it his last year and they won the SEC, they still lost that game to Florida.
Yeah.
So he destroyed him.
And right now,
of course he's going to do the same thing with Arch.
Yeah, right now people are texting in. He never beat Florida. Right now, that's
right. Of course they are. Yeah, and let me tell you something. I can guarantee you that's what Spurrier was thinking the entire time too.
Yeah.
Never beat us.
Oh yeah. And then Arch, at least the reply that we saw from On3 was that what did he say? Basically, is Steve Spurrier in the Hall of Fame? Yeah,
right.
Yeah. He's here, but I got to worry about it. I got to focus on me. So it was comical. I love it. That back and forth will never get old, as far as I'm concerned.
No, it won't.
All right, so set it up today. Actually, let's just kind of wrap up a little bit yesterday and then get into what we can expect today, because Billy Napier and the Florida crew there, Alabama there, Mississippi State, Oklahoma. It's another big day up in the ATL.
It's a very big day. We already had Alabama kick it off. Mississippi State rolled in. We got Oklahoma coming in, like you said. We got a big show actually on 1010XL the rest of the day. We got the Commissioner Greg Sankey's at 3:30 during Helmets and Heels. Mm-hmm. We'll have the Florida contingent. It's Billy Napier and DJ Lagway and Jake Slaughter and Sapp. So it's going to be full. We'll have a full set today. Alabama was an interesting one, obviously, because of this is kind of like there's rumors right now, Joe, mm-hmm. and I'm sure if you heard Greg McElroy 2 days ago on XLP, he was talking about the idea of, he was the one who put out the rumor that Saban's going to be coaching again next year. And he said he had just heard from multiple people that don't be surprised if that happens. And now this Alabama contingent walks into that today, and it was kind of interesting to, they were getting questions about it. And clearly, you lose 4 games at Alabama and you're the first year after replacing Saban. I don't care who you are. There's going to be questions. I mean, and the way they lost them. They lost to Vanderbilt, the annual tomato can of the SEC. They lost by 21 with a chance to go play in the playoff to maybe the worst Oklahoma team in 4 decades. And with a chance to go to the CFP on the line. I think there's absolutely questions. Then, of course, the bowl game. When they could have made it to 10 wins and at least salvaged something out of last season, they got just beat down by Michigan, a 5-loss Michigan team. So, I don't know how there couldn't be questions.
Well, Matt, I mean, with the uncertainty at quarterback, I mean, how are they going to overcome that? Who's going to be the front runner, after training camp that's going to lead this team? Like you said, 9-4 is not acceptable at Alabama, and Nick Saban being out, gusking in the wind is only going to put more pressure on Kellen DeBoer as a coach, is it not?
Yeah, I think he's got pressure anyway. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's the Alabama job, number one. It's certainly following Saban, which is bigger than that. But they're both gigantic pressure-filled situations. And they just didn't play well last year. It's simple as that, Leon. You know that. We all watched it.
Mm-hmm.
We all watched how they played. Even the games they won, it was kind of like, what? Like the Georgia game, they almost blew that game. They blow that game, and then you're looking at a completely different season there. So I think it's I think there are questions. I don't think anybody's jumping off the bandwagon yet, and it's going to cost $80 million to fire him, so they're not going to fire him. But at the very least, you have to at least question, all right, and this is what I'm writing today in USA Today, has Alabama kind of lost its mojo a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Look, it's hard to duplicate what is the greatest that we have seen. Okay, anyone who expected that, you probably gave the guy that was coming in to replace the GOAT maybe a little too much credit, or maybe you just gave the program too much credit, thinking it's humming, it's running, and so on and so forth. And then we've talked about this, Matt. When Kalen DeBoer's Alabama team is beating Georgia for 30 minutes the way they were beating them, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be the next great coach.
Right.
And then everything, of course, turned on a dime after that halftime, and Georgia came storming back, didn't win, but came storming back, and then we all know what happened after that. So he admitted it, like you said, the pressure is firmly on him. It's not like it's not ever going to be firmly on the Alabama head coach, though.
No, I mean, again, they're not going to pay $80 million to force him to walk away.
But there's pressure.
They could go 2-9, and they're not going to. There's too much. The idea of money in college sports now, and how you get players and how you procure players with money, with NIL deals, with revenue sharing. You're not going to just throw away $80 million to run a guy off. So he's there. He's there for the foreseeable future.
Unless
he's
Nick
there
wants
for 4 or 5. No, he's not. Stop it, Joe. Stop it. He's, again, I don't even care if Saban is interested in coming back. He's not going back to Alabama. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to pay $80 million for that to happen. They're just not. I think it's, could Saban come back? Sure he could. I mean, who knows, right? I'd be shocked if he did, but sure he could. I don't think that's the concept of, Saban wants to come back and he wants to go to Alabama. If by some strange chance he did, which I don't think he does,
right.
If he did want to come back, I think it would either be to the NFL or he'd go somewhere in college football where, A, he knew he could win and they had the NIL money behind him, and B, it would not be a ground floor, let's start this thing all over. No way he would do that. No way. I don't know, and let's be honest, he left for a reason. He left because he didn't like where this thing was headed. And now it's even worse. It's even worse than when he left a year and a half ago.
I mean, does Nick feel that, now that he's taken a year off, that it kind of regrets, that maybe he could, fuel the fire again, understand, the NIL and transfer portal, and make a run back at it? I mean, he's one of the great.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. A year and a half after you retired, did you think, man, I want to go back?
I had it in me now.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did, bro. That's kind of my point is, it's not really much different with coaches. Like coaches and players, you guys are you're built differently, number one. Mm-hmm. And the idea is always competition. It's always proving yourself. Mm-hmm. It's always, I know I still got it in me. Do I think there's some part of him that still thinks that? Hell, yes, I do. Yes, no doubt about it. You can't be so megalomaniacal about the whole process of building a program, of winning championships, of convincing teams year after year that the gold you just got by winning that national title is even greater this year. Now go get it. You can't be so obsessed by what he is and not think he isn't a little bit interested. Now, Miss Terry, on the other hand, probably wants no part of that at all. Nothing to do with that.
Yeah, she loves.
And that's going to be the deciding factor, folks. I'll tell you that right now.
I believe she loves this version of Nick, but she also probably looks at him every once in a while when he's out.
And knows he's miserable, right?
Yeah, when he's out mowing the grass on that Airbnb commercial, and thinking, my old man needs to be on the sideline again. But it's funny because it would have to be a pristine situation where he still gets a bunch of credit. Now, I had it pointed out, and I'm sure it's been pointed out to you, but one of our Primetimers made the mention of he wants to come back. If he wants to come back, he would be the first ever to win national championships with 3 different schools. Now, he's already the GOAT, but that would be that extra little layer of appeal. And we had fun with it the other day, Matt, just talking about where would he go. Would he go to Auburn? Would he go to Florida State? Would he go to A&M? These types of places. You mentioned SC. There are definitely
He's a young
the story
man,
will live
Joe.
a little bit. Yeah, the story will live a little bit.
He's 73. He's a young man.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to, he absolutely could. I don't see him at USC. Do I think USC would pay $70 million or $60 million to get rid of Lincoln Riley to get him?
Yeah.
God, hell yes, they would. Yes, in a heartbeat. I think there would be a lot of schools where you'd say yes, in a heartbeat they would. But I mean, it's got to be the right spot for him, and he looks very happy at ESPN.
Oh yeah,
very happy.
Yeah.
He's doing commercials. He's making good dough. His wife's very happy. Why would you want to go back into a situation where you know it's going to lead to a little agita for your wife, and that's never a good thing, right?
And agita for him too. But the one thing that he has done, at least in a short amount of time, is he has affected change the way we knew he would when he stepped away. It was always referenced, hey, he should be the czar of college sports or college football, so on and so forth. Anyway, now we have people coming in and trying to regulate and basically come up with that handbook on how to handle all this stuff. So he has affected change, and that might be at least a little bit of something to attract him to come back.
Yeah, I would be shocked. I would be more shocked than Urban Meyer taking the Jaguars job. I would be just blown away if he came back.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. And look, like you said, 100%. He likes where he's at. He's happy. He's still a big part of the game. We have to always remember too, Joe. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but he left for a reason. Oh yeah, he was
left
ticked off about NIL
because NIL is
like
has ruined the sport, and it's even worse now. It's even worse.
Right.
Now, granted, maybe they'll get some help from the feds. Maybe Trump will have an executive order. Maybe there'll be some kind of guidelines to this untethered process. If that happens, and it's everybody hears the rules, everybody plays by these rules, you can't go out the lines. Maybe, but then at the end of the day, it's still got to go past the smell test of Miss Terry, and that's not going to happen, man. Mm-hmm. I just cannot imagine that happening.
Yeah. All right, real quick.
He adores his wife, and if his wife says you ain't doing it, he ain't doing it.
Right. All right, real quick before you go, and we'll get you back a little bit later on, but the whole idea of Billy Napier coming in as a success at the end of the season, in large part because of what he did. He knocked off Ole Miss and LSU and kept those two teams out of the playoffs and basically kept his job. But anyway, he's 19-19. And when he has DJ Lagway as a starter, he's unbeaten. When he doesn't have him as a full-time starter, he's, I think, 2-5. And so what's the hype? What's the storyline going to be as Billy and DJ and them stroll the halls today?
Let me ask you this, okay? I think it's still going to be like, when can Florida return to being Florida, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But let me say this to you. He doesn't get hurt against Georgia, and they beat Georgia.
You never know. Yeah.
You could easily make the argument that people would be saying they're the SEC favorite this year. Okay? You could easily make that argument. And I think that's the question. The question is this team good enough to be at that level? They've got a very difficult schedule. We talk about the schedule all along. We just ignore all. They got to go play at College Station.
Oh, it's the toughest schedule
all about
in America.
that. Yeah. It's brutal what they have to do. Okay, it's not just the typical games that you see every year with them. They've got difficult. They got to play Ole Miss. They got to go to Ole Miss. So there's some tough spots for this team, but. The idea is you've got a rare person at the most important position on the field. Mm-hmm. Can he be that rare person that can do things that, get you to 10 wins and get you in that playoff? It's crazy now, Joe, that college football has changed so much now we're thinking, all right, well, if you can just get to 10 wins, then you got a chance to win the national title. And, 5 years ago? And this is where JJ's probably right. 5 years ago, it's if you lose one game, you're out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You could kiss it goodbye. Leon experienced it, so he knows it as much as anybody. That's for sure.
How many national championships would you guys have won had you not been in that situation, Leon? How many would Florida State have won?
Oh, we would have been. Right? We would have won 4 in a row. We would have won 87, 88, 89. And then 90 we lost 2, but 91. So we would have won 4 out of 5 national championships.
Well, 2 would have been in. I mean,
yeah.
2 losses nothing nowadays.
Yeah,
right.
People are going to get in with 4 next year.
Yeah,
right.
Was a down season for us.
You could have had a rematch with Florida State, and both you could have been arguing about who should have had what.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Facts.
Because there was at least a 2-win team that got to play a 1-game championship setting in LSU that got to play for it as a two-losser. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, you know who the two have the toughest schedules in the FBS right now? Florida Gators at the top.
Florida and Georgia?
No. Florida and Diego.
Vanderbilt.
Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. By the way, he was quoted on Monday as saying that the reason he came back after a 7-6 season is because he was looking to win a national championship.
Yeah.
That's a real quote, folks, from the Vanderbilt quarterback.
You gotta love it.
You cannot stop Diego, okay?
I'm just saying.
You cannot stop.
Speaking to the masses. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to the masses. You got to love it.
He is so likable.
He's a clown.
He's likable. Come on. He is a clown, but who cares?
We got to have clowns in our world. That's for sure.
True.
All right, Matt, we will talk to you again in a little bit. Just let us know if we got anything coming down the pike between you and Franz Man up there. And don't forget all of our social channels, 1010XL, Young Jacobs up there, kicking tail, making sure that we have plenty.
Yeah, Jacob's doing a great job, by the way. Killing it.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay, man.
Yep. So definitely check out all of it: Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, TikTok, any of them. We will have plenty on all of the 1010XL social channels. Golf Club of Southampton bringing you today's show. We got the 9 after 5 coming up a little bit later on. So you can call 287-PLAY, 9-hole game, skins game along with that. Some food and prizes afterwards. So we'd love to see you at the 9 after 5 tonight at the Golf Club of Southampton. All right, we're cranking. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Big #1 Duval Ford, elite service for elite companies, even more Jaguars. Listen to the Tommy Mac podcast with Tom McManus and Campo and Joe with Dave Campo and Joe C. Find these original podcasts at 1010XL.com or on Twitter at 1010XL.
Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad in every bite. It's quick and delicious, so why wait? Come taste the best chicken salad today at Town Center, Durban Park, Butler Point, and now in Ortega Park. Chicken Salad Chick.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago, went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. And if your dream is to create that space where you're living large in your backyard, then you need to get with the good people at CSS. They put a gas log in our fireplace, an awesome fire pit out back where the kids can toast s'mores, and we can just hang out and watch the game. It's all part of your outdoor living experience with CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
Join me, Max Fink, as I keep a close eye on everything that happens in Gator Nation.
The Gator Report, polished up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators! There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
60 days from now, you'll be one of these two guys. The first guy, sluggish, foggy, and feeling like he just can't keep up like he used to. The second guy, driven, strong, and confident. Why? Male Excel's breakthrough microdosing protocol, a daily low-dose testosterone. You don't have to be the first guy anymore. Be the second guy. Take the same steps he took. Try MaleExcel.com. 100,000 men chose wisely. Your move.
It's Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Hal Sutton when he famously said, "Be the right club today"? Well, that's what Coil Fencing delivers. The right fence today. And they've been delivering the right fencing for both commercial and residential properties for nearly 100 years. If you're in the market for a new fence, call Coil & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Need the right tools for the job without the full-time price tag? Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach is what you need when you need it. From heavy machinery for commercial projects to weekend projects at the house, we've got you covered. We've been serving Jacks for 50 years. Visit Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach, just behind Aqua East Surf Shop, or call today. We also have event rentals too. Tucker Equipment Rentals. Tools you need without the price tag of purchasing.
The playoff-bound Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are in full swing at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Kicking off another college football season.
Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, SEC Media Days.
Teed up by Pine Royale Golf Club and 904 Gutters with a Z on 1010XL.
Definitely chock full of SEC football talk throughout the day and week as you have Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi State, all up in Atlanta, 1010XL 92.5 FM with plenty coming from that post Radio Row throughout the day and then all over the social channels. So make sure you check that out. It was interesting what Steve Sarkisian said yesterday, just as far as the brands are concerned. And look, they're the betting favorite right now, Big. They are the betting favorite because of any number of things. It's not just the quarterback and the hype of Arch Manning, what Steve Sarkisian's been able to do, what they've been able to do as a team getting into the college football playoff the last couple of seasons. And so they are sky high right now. But Sark threw a number out. Average attendance and viewers for Longhorn football this last year, average home attendance, 102,000 fans.
Wow.
And 8 million eyeballs, 8 million viewers. That's 16 million eyeballs.
So their box office must see.
They
TV.
are right now.
That's big time now. To go along with all the hype as well.
Yes.
Nice.
And they were already big time. And then you combine Longhorn passion. They are the state of Texas with the SEC.
And that oil money.
Yeah. And that's why. And by the way, that oil money right now, there's at least some forecasting that they'll spend the full amount of rev share money, which is $20.5 million. And there's chatter that the NIL, which is the money outside of the university, that it could reach $40 million. That's what the Houston Chronicle reported.
Yeah, but listen, if you're spending 40 and you'll make 80 if you win the title, that's well worth it.
Yeah,
you double your money.
Yeah,
so I don't have a problem with you spending the money.
It does. It's a huge investment for where things are right now. And just another example to your point, they just landed another 5-star recruit, Tyler Atkinson, number 1 outside linebacker.
2 yesterday.
Yeah,
2
was it 2 of
five-star.
them?
Number 1 defensive tackle. His name is JJ.
Yeah.
And number 1 linebacker, like you said.
Yeah.
Both against Georgia.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they were down to, I think Atkinson had Clemson, Georgia, and Oregon. I'm not sure who the other one.
There was a guy who, I think it was Atkinson.
Yeah.
He flipped from Georgia, where he'd been committed since June 20-something. So, like 2 weeks. Commitments mean next to nothing, I feel like now.
Exactly. And
verbals.
He does it on the Pat McAfee show. So that's it's not just in a gymnasium with the hats. No, this is a huge audience for these types of guys making these types of decisions. Yeah, that was a big one right there. All right, so SEC, you guys jump in. A 19-19 record for Billy Napier. We definitely want to tear into a little bit about what Florida can do, will do, might do, all that stuff this year as we hear from Billy Napier, DJ Lagway, Slaughter, Banks. They have really 2 talented linemen, one on the offense, one on the defense, along with DJ Lagway. They're up in Atlanta. But I mentioned this to you. I mentioned it to JJ. It's like, okay, look, I know that the Jacksonville Jaguars have to prove to everybody that they're going to get back to where they were not that long ago, 2022, when they made a playoff run. They got to prove it to everybody because right now they've seen 2 disastrous finishes 2 seasons. Disastrous finish in 23, and then just a terrible year this past year.
Yeah.
So the NFL top 10 wide receivers come out, and this is executives, coaches, and scouts that put it together. And we're not shocked by any of the names that are among the top 10 receivers. You roll through ones that kind of pop for you that are no-brainers. But there were a couple that I looked at. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is Brian Thomas Jr. not among the top 10 and a couple of other guys? If we're looking at last year future potential. What was your reaction?
Well, listen, I don't have any problem with the top 5.
Okay.
The top 5 is legit. Absolutely. Just shuffle them back. You could 3 and 5, 3 to 3, 4, 5 could be interchangeable. So I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. So we'll just tell them Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson at the top 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then Tyreek Hill was 3rd.
Yeah.
And he had less than 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah, but I mean, the cheat is the cheat.
Oh,
he had a down year. He had a down year. Yeah. He had a down year, absolutely.
And by the way, we say he had a down year. He was over 950 yards.
Yeah, I know.
He just didn't make 1,000.
Yeah, I know. The only issues that I have with that comparable to Brian Thomas Jr.'s stats is 2 guys.
Yeah.
At 7, Malik Neighbors.
Right.
And at 10, Garrett Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I looked at BTJ stats and comparable to their stats,
right,
he's better. He's had a better year.
Yeah.
Comparably. But you know what? I'm good with that. I'm good with that because I always told you, as a player, you always look for ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Yeah. You need a little competitive edge. You need something to go into the season like, oh, really? Mm-hmm. Here's what they think about you. Just put that. That should be his keynote phrase. Here's what they think about.
So that's his fuel.
Yeah, that's his fuel.
I would always say the one dude that could always find something to put a chip on his shoulder, better than anybody, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Oh, yeah.
He could always find one thing about whatever it was he was going into that he felt disrespected, like you're describing, and it makes you hungry.
Yeah, it makes you hungry, even if you have to make it up. Sometimes you make up stuff about what somebody said. They just give you that kind of feel. But listen.
Yeah, the Georgia Bulldogs.
They
after winning a national title, were being interviewed on the field, and they're like, oh my, you guys thought we were going to lose like 4 or 5 games this year.
Yeah, and who was the other one? Was it Travis Kelce that said no one was giving us a chance?
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, listen, as athletes, we do crazy stuff like that, but we make up stuff to go into games where people say something about my mama or this and that.
Have you heard the Michael Jordan story where he claimed that like a rookie, it was in a regular season game, and he was like, some rookie player said something to him. I don't remember the specifics, but he literally made up an entire thing that a guy said to like get him fired up. It never happened.
And it never existed.
Never happened.
And if you can
Guys
do that
talking about my mama.
Yeah, if you can do that to yourself, that's a magical
it is.
craft.
It's an art. Trust me, Joe. It's an art.
And you have maintained this, and I do believe this, that you wanted to get yourself in a frame of mind that you were the baddest mofo walking out of the locker room.
Absolutely. Before I stepped on the field, I told myself that.
Yeah.
Before, at Alltel back then, before I walked on the field, I would say that to myself. And I didn't befriend people. I mean, I had teammates on other teams where I wouldn't go out early and meet them, or I wouldn't talk to them after the game because I didn't want to give them any kind of what they felt. I didn't want to give them any kind of leverage over me emotionally.
Yeah.
So I went through all of the season hating you. I did. I hated you.
So here's the MJ story. The guy's name was LeBradford Smith. He didn't have a great career. Jordan claims that Smith told him after a game, "Nice game, Mike," prompting a revenge performance the next day. However, the Last Dance revealed that Jordan made up the entire story to stay motivated.
I was going to say, is LeBrandon real?
It is even a real player.
Oh, my gosh. It's so funny because you can get your own head and you can make those things real and believable to you if you're that good. And Jordan was that.
And Brian Thomas chose it. He should take it personally.
Yeah.
I mean, early on in his career, I know he had an outstanding rookie year or whatever, but they do. To see him not in the top 10, that's fine.
And he was third in receiving yards in a broken season.
Yeah.
And you even saw one of the highlights. It cracked me up a little bit this morning when they were going through the highlights. And Jeremy Fowler, who is the guy who did the piece on ESPN, you guys can go see it, where he did all the interviews with the executives, GMs, and or coaches and scouts. And you see a highlight of Mac Jones with just a terrible overthrow to Brian Thomas Jr. An easy pick for Sauce Gardner. That was one of the things that got Sauce Gardner that big contract, probably, because it was an easy pick and it was either around the goal line or in the end zone. It was just crazy bad. But those are the types of things. So he had nearly 1,300 yards, double-digit touchdowns, just an insane number. His yards per catch were up there. So you got Chase, Jefferson, Tyreek, CD, then A.J. Brown are the top five. Like we said, the cheetah's a cheetah. You're really not going to argue too much. Amon-Ra St. Brown, who really is an exceptional player. He has done it over time, and I don't think you can second-guess him because the results are there. Malik Neighbors is seventh. Okay, that's the one you pointed out. It's the one I pointed out on X, that he also had some injuries to deal with, but at the same time, he averaged about 11 yards per catch, less touchdowns, less yardage, that type of stuff. Nico is eighth. Nico Collins really good as well. Had an injury that he had to come back from. Mike Evans, HOF.
Yeah,
okay, gold jacket. You don't need to say anything. And then, like you mentioned, Garrett Wilson. And that's a guy that you might that if you are trying to measure yourself, that could be that next rising star. Brian Thomas Jr. needs to put Garrett Wilson on his radar.
Yeah,
3 years, 3,000-yard seasons for Wilson.
He's been
on three pretty crappy teams.
Yeah, he's been productive in bad situations, kind of like what we're describing with BTJ.
Yeah. And he got paid, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, he did.
He got the bread.
So let's make this the 10-10 take right now, JJ, because there was some cheddar handed out.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Sonny's, they've got all those choices that you can enjoy, whether it's ribs, chicken, turkey, pork. I name them all the time because every time I see the menu, it ain't easy because they got tremendous barbecue waiting for you. But you got a 2-meat combo, 3-meat combo, all you can eat ribs for less than $20 and all those delicious sides. Check it all out at any one of your area Sonny's. So Sauce Gardner plus Garrett Wilson in 2 days' time hauled in millions upon millions of dollars. Travis Hunter represents both of them to your Jacksonville Jaguars. Will he be both of them and get a new contract in 3 years' time after being drafted as high as he was? We don't know. But that's what you're dreaming of, that type of guy, performance-wise, like a Sauce Gardner at the cornerback position and or a Garrett Wilson at the wide receiver position. Both of these guys were drafted in the top 10 in 2022. So they played 3 seasons, and they've re-upped. You can take a look here. There have been guys that have already played 3 seasons that were part of that 2022 draft. We know who we're talking about, and they haven't gotten their contract yet. The Jets said, we're going to pay both of these guys right now. And so Travis Hunter has that opportunity to basically be both of them for one franchise. That's the 10-10 take. Now, that's probably dreaming and wishing and all that stuff because he ain't going to produce all those numbers, but that's what you're visualizing.
Yeah, well, offensively, you're going to be looking more at yards and touchdowns. I think on the defensive side, you're going to be looking for more impactful situations where, breakups, defense. I don't think he's going to be measured by interceptions as much as he's going to be measured by, the way he breaks up balls in crucial situations and all that kind of stuff on the defensive side. But I think offensively, he's going to be measured on yards and touchdowns and all that kind of stuff. But I applaud the Jets because here's the thing. You always say you feed family first, okay? Yeah. So Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson were guys that they drafted. So that let Aaron Glenn let you know in the locker room, listen, if you are productive in some capacity, you get paid. You know? If you're not, then we're going to move on from you. So he paid these guys a boatload of money because he sees that both these guys may have ascending careers. Well, Sauce Gardner's more established. As a lot.
And the thing that Sauce experienced a little bit last year is the physical nature of what he has to do at that cornerback position. Anybody watches any of the Sauce tape, you're going to have to visualize Travis Hunter being asked to do some of the same things. Run support. They're going to come right at you. They're going to try and be as physical as they possibly can be. And Sauce, body type-wise, is the same kind of cat that Travis Hunter is, and you hope he holds up because Sauce has, and Sauce got paid, and you hope Travis Hunter is the same kind of dude. All right, you guys jump in on that, 641-1010. Hit the text line, Design by Lifetime Enclosures. We got plenty more from SEC Media Days, YouTube. You can easily find us on YouTube. Just log on, sit back, and hang out with us and jump in the chat on a Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Cool, calm, and collected. Wait, I thought this was supposed to be about Mike Dempsey.
Let's not get hysterical here, okay?
Mike Dempsey, 10 to noon.
Don't you ever pull anything like that again.
On 1010XL.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Clay Solar Installation Partners, your local woman-owned solar company. Did you hear? JEA is raising rates again. With summer right around the corner, those power bills are only going to go up. But with solar, you can take control of energy costs and say goodbye to rising rates. At Clay Solar, we make switching easy and affordable. Stop paying more for power and own it. Visit claysolar.com to schedule a consultation today.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 16, 1969, Rod Rod Carew steals home. It was Carew's 7th steal of home that year, and he was one shy of the Major League record by Ty Cobb.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
10XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Schwarber in the air to center field, headed towards the wall, and dead center. That's huge for the National League. Schwarber's in the All-Star game. AL rallied in the game. NL has rallied in the swing. With the hat trick. Look out, Chop House. National League takes the lead 4-3. Unbelievable.
This was a brand new deal with the All-Star game, and Kyle Schwarber, I'm guessing with that performance, make sure it'll never go away. Because the biggest argument about the All-Star game is it's an exhibition. We don't need to go extra innings. And then, God forbid, you'd have Bud Selig step up and go, it's a tie. And then we're going to basically take the All-Star game and give World Series home field advantage. It was the craziest nutbag thing he ever did. But this was cool because it's a quick end. If you did miss last night, that was Who Lit It Up with American Electrical, and they certainly can light up your world as well, commercial or residential. Just log on American-Electrical.com. But it was the first ever swing-off, sirs. And so each team sent 3 batters to the plate. They each got 3 swings, most combined home runs, American League or National League won. Schwarber got it done.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, because there seemed to be healthy competition out there.
Yeah.
You know, unlike the other sports who have Pro Bowl All-Star games where there are games and there's dodgeball and tug of war, and then the NBA All-Star game, it's like a layup line. Nobody's fitting anybody. So I watched a good hour and a half of it.
Who did the pitching at the end?
Yeah, I don't know. It was pitching coaches. I'm sure. You know what? I take that back because it was a Dodger that threw it to Schwarber, so it would have been somebody in their
team
coaching battery that just went out there and threw it.
Yeah, 3 homers and 3 swings. That guy's a freaking beast, bro.
And honestly, just wrapping up 2 things as far as the All-Star game goes. Schwarber, you're right. He has reclaimed his career in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. Like that short porch in right field is so easy for him, man.
And more than I don't think too many people said he's dead and gone, but he has been sensational as a Philly. And then the other thing was the night before, it's hard to script write a guy winning a home run derby with his dad throwing BP to him and his younger brother catching behind the plate. And that was Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh had his old man throwing and had his younger brother. It was just awesome.
And he's leading the league in home runs. He's having an absolutely phenomenal season, a career year for the Florida State Seminole.
Yeah, first catcher ever to win the home run derby. He is a former Knoll. And so you have that connection if you're an FSU fan. But it was just, and the dude was just on blast with some of the shots that he had. Again, BP, you're expecting them to go out of the park, but it was pretty awesome.
I got to get off my lawn guy for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know what's coming.
I turned it on because it was in Atlanta and I wanted to see Ronald. So I wanted to see at least the first inning to see Acuna hit. He got like an infield single. But I had to turn it off like immediately because ESPN's been doing the let's interview the left fielder during the inning for like a couple years now, and it really annoys me, but at least it's like the left fielder, okay? Right. And it's like, you're doing your best to make your sport like a kid's game.
But don't forget All-Star exhibition.
I get it.
Yeah.
So in the All-Star game, I assumed they were going to do the same thing with Fox. It was much worse. Yeah. They literally were talking to Skubal, the starting pitcher for the American best pitcher in baseball, like while he's pitching, and he's getting shelled because he's trying to like talk to them while he's trying to freaking strike out some of the greatest players in baseball. Yeah. And he gets hit around in the first inning, and like it's awkward. And he even goes like, "Damn, I didn't even think I was gonna get an out there." And not only is he like having to entertain America and talk to the Fox booth, but he's also hearing everything that the Fox booth is saying. Yeah, so when John Smoltz is like breaking down the game, he's having to say negative things about Skubal. So he's like, those first couple of hits were off the end of the bat, pretty unlucky. But that third one, man, he really crushed that Skubal pitch. I'm thinking, dang, this guy's on the mound and has to hear it. Like, listen, I understand it's trying to like, we're doing the grow the game thing, but is anyone really enjoying that? Or like, is a kid that wasn't normally going to be into baseball, is that going to suddenly make them into a baseball fan because they're interviewing the pitcher? It's just typical Manfred BS, and I hate it. Enough said. I'm done.
Now, JJ, wait a minute. The interviewer, is he running back and forth between the mound doing pitches?
Oh, yeah. No. The guy's he's got a little earpiece in, and he's talking to the Frank Frangie, the play-by-play guy. And so, and they were even weirded out by it. So it starts off in the first inning, and the play-by-play guy, who's really good, the Dodgers kid, I can't remember his name.
It's when they get mic'd up.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, we don't really know how to do this, so we're just gonna let you take it from here." And Skubal's like, "What?" Like, what do you? So I have to answer and ask and answer my own questions while I'm pitching. Like, it was so
because it's one thing.
It was weird, man.
If you're Aaron Judge or anybody else and you're in the outfield,
exactly.
I'll take that all day because I love it.
And they're gonna get a ball hit to him maybe once every couple innings.
Exactly. And if you're in the game of golf, they started creating the walk and talk
while they're walking though. It's not like during their backstroke and they're like, "Hey, what are you trying to do here?"
Yeah. And they'll take their earpiece out in between when they're going to hit a swing because they don't need like we're describing. Man, that was a crappy shot right there.
Yeah.
He almost
Rory, what was that putt, man?
All right, so I am hearing from Skoggs, which is great. Travis Chapman, former BK baseball player, pitched the home run off for the AL last night. Mississippi State baseball player Tooth Skoggs is the man. Thank you. A UNF star as well. So I'm glad that he pointed that out. There's a little Jacksonville flavor to it.
Yeah, the Braves actually drafted the kid from UNF.
Yeah.
Played at where did he go?
There were a bunch.
I forget his name, but yeah, they drafted a local kid as well. Tons of Jacksonville kids got taken.
Yeah, a bunch of them, which is just awesome. All right, so as we kind of get set going into the 1 o'clock hour, we are going to get back to the SEC, talk a little bit more about what's going on there, especially with the teams that are there today, the biggest of which, your Florida Gators, Alabama, the Crimson Tide, knowing that Kalen DeBoer's got all sorts of, I would just say, internal pressure, okay? And Matt, whenever we have him from up there, he says they're not going to fire him. I completely get that, but it's pressure. There's no getting away from pressure when you're in that particular chair on that sideline, calling those plays, running that team. And Kalen has kicked butt right now in terms of recruiting numbers. They have had a very nice uptick. Texas is getting their share of 5 stars. Bama is too. And then bringing his play caller back to put him in a position to where they can create a new life and new energy in that offense. It's going to be huge for DeBoer. And we're going to find out whether
it's going to be tough for him. Listen, anytime you come after the goal, the standard is the standard. Oh, yeah. All right, 9-4 is unacceptable at Alabama when you're coming off Nick Saban, who's run the table of college football over the last decade and a half.
Did they go 9-4 last year?
9-4, yeah, last year. They lost in the bowl game to Michigan. And Michigan, I don't think they passed the ball the whole game. They just ran it down the throat.
That was the joke. They just kept running it.
Just kept running
Moore had to feel good about something at the end of his year, too.
Mm-hmm.
And so he felt a little bit better about it. And we always use that convenient line. Oh, our team wasn't into it. Didn't matter. That type of stuff. Whatever. I don't care.
I say it every year.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. But
Miami fans know that very well.
Yeah. And it's
our number one excuse.
I used to take the underdogs in these bowl games because I did think it actually did matter when nothing else mattered. Now you can't even do that because the portal has robbed us.
Yeah, the underdogs quarterback's going to play somewhere else.
Well, they've robbed us of all of our betting joy. People are just leaving left and right. You don't have no idea who's on these teams anymore for bowl games. It sucks.
Yeah, but then that's an indictment on the coaching staff, and they said that guys had nothing to play for.
Yeah,
it has to be because you give it extra practice.
Yeah,
your extra game.
Yeah,
you know now everybody's going to get drafted in the first round. So a lot of these guys want good film on the last game of maybe their career with the school. Or whatever.
Was it Mullen who was like, "This isn't our team"?
Yeah,
this wasn't our team,
and they got smoked.
Yeah, I do need to do some quick fact check. Yeah. Alex Lodi's.
Okay, all right. That's
from Jacksonville. Played at Bartram Trail. Went to UNF. Went to Florida State. Now an Atlanta Brave.
Right,
welcome to the Braves Nation, Alex.
All right,
Sorry, I got your name wrong.
All right, so we will keep it going into the 1 o'clock hour, talk a little bit more about what's the storyline with Florida, with DJ Lagway. How good does he look? How big does he look? How's that shoulder? All that stuff will be coming up. Golf Club of Southampton, we say thanks to them on a Wednesday. And right now they're getting ready for an absolute complete redo with their greens completely being renovated next year. Take advantage of a membership opportunity where you can have it well before that takes place. We're talking a huge discount, 50% off their initiation fee, $500 gift card to use in the pro shop. All the details are right there on their Facebook page or at golfsouthampton.com. And don't forget, come on out and enjoy a little 9 after 5 tonight. Call 287-PLAY.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford. 1010XL.
That's what you are. That's what I am. And that's what we are together. And that's how we're going to win this game. We're going to win it together. How are we going to do it? Together. We're going to do it together. We are going to win together.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Ready to add some value to your day? The everyday deals at Sonny's have got you covered. Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, all you can eat ribs for $19.99, and our new loaded barbecue potato for $11. Available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Chelsea here. Summer is sizzling and so are the savings at Renewal by Anderson. For a limited time, buy 4 windows in our patio doors and receive the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. As temperatures rise, so do energy bills. Upgrade to Renewal by Anderson's exclusive Fibrix windows. 2 times stronger than vinyl, remarkably energy efficient, and custom crafted to perfectly fit. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
The countdown is on. Save the date because Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale kicks off this Monday, July 21st with 20% off the entire store. Engagement rings, diamond studs, fashion jewelry, and more. Want early access? Book your appointment now because the best pieces go fast. Don't miss the jewelry event of the season next week only at Diamonds Direct and designer appearances July 25th through 27th. Top designers from New York and LA with their exclusive collections. Visit diamondsdirect.com to book your appointment and start saving.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
What is the most populated city in the world? The answer next.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
With a population of an astounding 37.7 million people, Tokyo, Japan is the most populated city in the world.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
The best golfing weather is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy your next round of golf with us. Our welcoming atmosphere and love for golf keep our friends coming back. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
The SEC and the ACC will face off in Jacksonville at the 81st TaxSlayer Gator Bowl game December 27th at 7:30 p.m. Join us for Saturday Night Football in Primetime at the Bank. Preferred locations and pricing available now at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res. Hicken here. Check this out. $45 per room of carpet clean. Take 20% off your air duct services. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings.
Zero Res.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by YMCA of Florida's First Coast. 7 Florida State baseball players were selected in the second round and final day of the 2025 MLB draft as a record total of 11 FSU players were picked in the 20-round draft over 2 days. The Seminoles' 11 total picks in this year's draft are the most in school history and tied for the most among all NCAA teams this year. It's best the previous FSU high of 10 set in 1995, though 2 of those selections came after the 20th round. The Orlando Magic, after dropping their third Summer League game against the Oklahoma City Thunder on yesterday, hit the floor again to close out the Vegas showcase against the Brooklyn Nets. You can catch all the action beginning at 7:30 p.m. on NBA TV. 90 degrees at 1 o'clock, time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's where football season starts.
Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing SEC Media Days.
Protected by Florida Pest Control and Lucas Tree Service on 1010XL.
Definitely a lot of SEC talk as we are up in Atlanta. We'll hear from Matt Hayes before we are done. Frank Franchi will have his show originating from it there a little bit later on today with plenty of guests, including the SEC Commissioner, Greg Sankey. He will be on, I think they said around 3:30, which will be in Helmets and Heels, but they are planning on having a good conversation with him. We've been talking about all the storylines with all the schools that were either there the first couple of days, there today, as we're looking forward to seeing what Billy Napier has to say about his squad. And right now, you have to consider what he's been able to do, Leon, as the head coach. He's been able to turn over the roster. He's been given a ton of financial backing. Mm-hmm. He's been given the opportunity to hire as many people as he wanted. He finally figured out that, you know what, a special teams coordinator may not be a bad idea. And he did it. And he hired the guy and got rid of the game changer and got the special teams coordinator. And so he went through, I would think, not a technical center training type of situation because he'd already been a head coach at Louisiana. But we're talking about a major step up in class as far as who they're playing week in and week out.
Well, listen, they got the momentum train going right now. Yeah. All right, they do. I mean, from the way they finished last year, winning the bowl game, the recruiting, the guys that are coming back, DJ Lagway being a Heisman hopeful, you know, taking care of the shoulder. You got an offensive line that's top tier. One of the top 10s in college football. Yeah. You got a defense that played outstanding down the stretch. There's a lot of those guys going to be coming back. So there's a lot to be, hopeful for when it comes to Florida Gator football. Now, the issue is they got a tough schedule.
Yeah,
but
massively tough.
But it depends on how you look at it. Because listen, I'm a stickler on. I don't say we got to play them. They got to play us. You know what I'm saying? I don't go around saying, oh, we got to go play at this time. No. Those teams, that's the mentality. It's got to be the mentality. If you go in there and look at the schedule, say, man, it's a tough schedule, man. Woo. Yeah. And the last thing as a player, I don't want my coach talking about how tough the schedule is because what is that saying about us as a team?
Exactly.
What is that saying about us as a team? I want a coach going to say, no, they got to play us.
Exactly, because it has the sound of you're already defeated. You're expecting to lose as opposed to expecting to win. Mm-hmm. And that's the worst possible thing. Now, things changed down the stretch for them last year, and this will be something that I'll definitely drill down on and focus on as we get closer to the season. But in their first 3 games, including the paddling that Miami gave them in the Swamp, they gave up 34 points per game to their first 3 FBS opponents, and then allowed only 13 per game in that 4-game win streak as they ended the season. Mm-hmm. So think about that. They almost whittled it down to 3 times less. That's pretty dang good.
That's a lot of points, bro. 21 points?
Yeah.
You cut it at 21 points, that's good.
That's significant.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, in doing that, they obviously were able to win those games down the stretch, knock other teams' college football playoff hopes out the window, and at the same time save their head coach's job. And Billy Napier, it's not like they saved his job. He needs to be given credit for this. I love saying Billy Napier and Billy Vanilli and all that kind of stuff, but I'm giving him credit for what he did, and I want to see what that next step is.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, he's got to get a boatload of credit because after, what was it? I believe the Texas game when they got
they got mollywopped.
Oh, they got mollywopped that game. He could have lost the team right there. He could have lost it, but he didn't. Somehow he galvanized the troops and got them to believe that, hey, listen, we got a tough stretch ahead of us, but we got to figure out a way to win the games. And they did.
And that was with the Lagwayless Gators. That was with the Ariel guy that was under center. And they did. They got swamped in Austin, Texas. And they just did not have or had any way to handle
they got outclassed.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
It was I've seen Florida lose games, but I can't remember last time I quite saw them get beat like that.
Yeah.
Even in our game, I mean, we won the game. We beat
Sure.
about 24 points. But in the Texas game, there was no time in that game where I thought they had a chance.
Right. Extremely revealing when you didn't have that quarterback under center. And like we said, Billy's 2-5 without DJ Lagway starting a game. And so Lagway is the linchpin. He's the guy that if they don't have him, they are in trouble. But they did win 6 of the last 9. They put themselves in a position to where they're back in the conversation. As you pointed out, it's as deep a running back room as they've had in a while. And it's as gifted a group of receivers that they've had in a while. And you go down the line, there's a pair of Wilsons that could be superstars for them this year. Trey Wilson, if he is healthy, and that's what every Gator fan is hoping for, that guy's dynamic. Get the ball in his hands. And then the Dallas Wilson additive that they got that kid to come from Oregon and come back and come play for Florida, that guy's looking like a superstar.
Well, I mean, here's the reason why you recruit and develop, because you know it's a long college football season and adversity strikes. No one goes throughout the season is going to be completely healthy. Yeah. But what you hoping is that the guys that you recruited and developed, if given the opportunity, if something happens, that you could put them in and they don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the quarterback position. I'm talking about every other position. That's why you recruit. That's why you develop. So if all the recruiting and the developing that Billy has done over the last couple of years, hopefully that could carry weight just in case some guys go down. You could just substitute guys right in and you don't miss a beat.
Yeah. And they've got more of those reinforcements, more of those options that they can go to. It is not like they will be looking to the sideline and going, we don't have any help. And that's the key to recruiting, to having that budget, that NIL package to where they can go and entice these guys to come.
And trust me, when I coached at FIU, I had that feeling. Really, I have no one else. These 5 have got to stay alive, brother.
All right, my center's down.
I'm telling you.
Oh, there ain't nobody back there.
I'm telling you, that is a horrible feeling, bro. To knowing that your front 5, if anybody go down, you're in trouble.
Well, it goes to what Kirby said yesterday, and I'll repeat it because I thought it really did kind of tell you the story as far as where college football is at now versus then. And the classic, and you can go, depending on how old a college football fan you are, you can go back for decades where you knew there was one conference of teams or just basically those teams that you knew were so deep. They had recruited so well and developed and coached, and one guy left and another guy stepped in, and they were always going to out-depth you. This other team could compete into the locker room, maybe 2.5 quarters, but that team was going to out-depth you. And what Kirby said yesterday is true. There aren't any second or third teamers that are going to beat your first, okay, because they just don't exist anymore. And so now you've got to handle that because those second and third teamers that would have been behind you, ready for whenever Big Sur's finishes being an All-America and goes off into the National Football League, I'm going to step in.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to get it.
Right. Yeah.
They had to wait.
And that doesn't exist now.
No. But these coaching staffs, too, I mean, we were talking about it, I think, last week. We were talking about the coaching staff don't even come up with a depth chart anymore after spring ball because they're afraid that guys may leave. You got to keep guys happy now. You got to keep them in the rotation. You know, you can't have I don't know if you can have second and third stringers anymore.
Yeah,
legitimately second and third stringers. Where because I know we used to look at the chart after spring ball and see where we were with us. And some coaches they can't do that because of the mere fact that if a guy doesn't like where he's positioned, that he'll be gone.
Yeah, very, very.
And then
true.
The guys that you do keep there, you don't have a depth chart. You got to keep them in the rotation to keep them happy. So they don't be gone.
Yeah, because they will get up and
they
get
will
out.
Bounce.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Toughest schedules. This is according to ESPN Analytics. Toughest schedules in the FBS all reside in the Southeastern Conference. And I'm thinking to myself, is that possible? And I'm just this is straight off SEC Network. Toughest schedule in the FBS according to ESPN Analytics. Florida's at the top. Vandy is second. Oklahoma is third. Texas is fourth. Yes, sir. Arkansas is fifth. Mississippi State, who struggled mightily last year, sixth. Kentucky, seventh. Georgia is eighth. A&M is 9th, and Alabama is 10th. And you can, of course, think of the teams that they're going up against and who they have to face on a week-in, week-out basis. So it does make some sense.
Yeah. Yeah, SEC is a blood sport.
Yeah.
They bludgeon each other.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that when they get into the playoffs that they play as well as they do.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a tough
Well, they
patch.
didn't last year.
Well, they didn't. That's true.
Well,
Texas almost lost to Arizona State and whatever.
Well, Tennessee losing to Ohio State.
I think Tennessee losing to Ohio State was probably the most convincing one.
Texas had Arizona State beat big time, and then Sun Devils came charging back in the second half. That made
they should have lost that game.
Yeah, it was a wildly exciting second half.
Scatterboo.
Yeah, Scatterboo. He was pinballing.
He was
Longhorn defenders and just raking them, and it was so fun to watch. And I'm a Kenny Dillingham fan. I like what he does, and we liked what Fran Brown had to say about Syracuse. Dillingham basically said the same thing in a different way. He just said that we need to get to a point where we expect this. This is not a surprise. This is not a shock. This is not, hey, where did Arizona State come from? And he said, now you got to set that as your standard. And I know you're familiar with this. Once you get to that level, it's maintaining that level. Yeah. It's keeping and recruiting off of that and saying, who's the next guy? Who's the next Scatterboo?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
going to be that dude.
I've always been the 100.
Mm-hmm.
So when you know you're the 100, I mean, you've got to elevate your game year after year after year. You can never be comfortable because you know teams are going to play their best games when they play you. And the teams at the top, they understand that. The Georgias, the Alabamas, the Ohio States, you know, those teams understand that you're the 100.
Right.
So that means you can't afford comfort. You got to be uncomfortable in the things that you do.
Right. And everyone is coming for you. And if they beat you, they've done something. That's the type of place you want to be. Mm-hmm. And we know the teams here in the Sunshine State, they haven't been that team of late. Florida now wants to get back to where that other team says, we got to figure out a way to beat them. Florida State said, we've got to figure out a way to beat them. Miami's got, hey, we want to be feared again. And that hasn't happened enough of late. All of our fan bases know that, and we're going to see how close we are to getting back to that. Because Miami and Clemson right now are the two betting favorites for the ACC. Texas and Georgia, and you throw Alabama in there too. They're the three betting favorites for the SEC. Florida's got to get up there. LSU, Brian Kelly basically said, hey, we think we have a good enough team. This is the deepest roster. He said this. This is the deepest roster I've had at LSU. And so LSU's used to being looked at as a team you fear that should be playing for a national championship. And we're going to find out whether those teams can get it done or not. All right, I want to bring up some odds for Brian Thomas Jr. coming up here in a second because we mentioned some of the over-under totals yesterday with Trevor Lawrence and Big Surce's totals that he had for him. One of those guys was accusing you of rolling your own cigar with a little
Never that.
Stinky in there or something because he said, what in the world is Big Sur smoking? With,
hey, listen, it's July, bro.
Yeah.
Okay? I got a couple of months, you know. Let me dream a little.
All right, so you throw some Brian Thomas numbers at us coming up here in just a second. We hopefully will fire up a phone call to our man Gio as we talk some sports injuries. So we'll do that all coming up. The Golf Club of Southampton, they bring you today's show. And great things going on right now. You can definitely expect that it will always continue with the family operation that they have. That's Derek DeStefano and his family. That's all the Vals except you. And they are always ready to invite you out. The 9 after 5 tonight. You can call 287-PLAY. You got the 9-hole game, skins game. Even one of you may not have a great handicap or anything like that, but 30% of the skins is going to come to anybody, which is just a raffle at the end. Food and prizes, so check it all out. And don't forget, check out their initiation opportunity right now as they waive half of that fee for new members if you make a 12-month commitment. So definitely take advantage of it at the Golf Club of Southampton.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway. What do you think Dan and Jeff would be doing if they were never hired at 1010XL?
I am but a humble public servant.
Do some volunteer work with Greenpeace once in a while.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
I need a job!
Mornings on 1010XL.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Sun's out, savings out. That's what this summer is all about. Hurry to Kia on Atlantic this month to maximize your fun in the sun. Make no payments for 90 days and drive new Kia starting under $20K. Plus, it's easy to shop for new Kias when you know we have financing rates starting at 0. Take advantage of the sunniest time of year and drive away with the sunshine savings from here. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your Kia Coastal Connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Craving a cold one? Well, zip into one of the great gate locations you see all over town and pick up a cold Bud Light, or a Natty, or an Ultra, maybe a 12-pack of the King of Beers, or some cold Coronas. It's all happening at your local gate convenience store. Slide on in today.
Hey, Hickett here. Think you got the ugliest garage floor on the First Coast? Your garage a crack-stained, hot mess? Hold on to your squeegee. Checkmate Coatings is hunting for the worst garage floor out there. And the winner gets a free garage coating makeover. Whoa! Take 10 seconds. Snap a pic of that garage eyesore. Register at checkmatecoatings.com/contests for a chance to win a free floor coating. It's easy. Just snap a quick pic and enter for a chance to win at checkmatecoatings.com/contest. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoor Show.
With tips and stories.
Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into an epic win is in your hand. Hard Rock Bet. Bet it, parlay it, boost it, however you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime a line, prop, or parlay catches your eye. And withdraw cash when you want it. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Power bill just went up again? Why keep paying more? Clay Solar can wipe that electric bill out. Right now, they'll cover your first 6 months' payments. Visit claysolar.com today to schedule your free consultation. claysolar.com.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
E.T. here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Denny Thompson here. You gotta check out Tyson's Showroom Home Theater with surround sound and comfy theater chairs. You can transform your living room into a cinematic experience. I can stay there to watch all my games. It's that comfortable. Call Tyson today and bring the theater experience home. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming, Iowa.
Football season is almost here, so before it arrives, I'm going to get my home organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, anywhere that needs to be organized. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off during the month of July. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
All right, our dude, Dr. George Bari. Gio! I like to call him as he is, well, he's right now scrubbing up for that next procedure. He joins us from Bari Orthopedics and ready to talk sports injuries. If you guys have a sports injury, an ache or a pain, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Throw a quick question at us, and Gio can help you if he can. Free medical advice. Gio, how are you, my man?
What's up, man?
Listen, we wanted to confirm that you were not in the outhouse today with doing the report. Okay?
I'm not. I'm outside.
All right, good. You are outside breathing some fresh air.
Yeah.
That's impressive, Gio, by the way. You did the whole.
Listen,
no one was like knocking, trying to get in.
I was doing some work. I wasn't in the bathroom. I was doing some work at Starbucks. I'm like, I got to make a call, and it was raining outside, so I had to go into the bathroom to make the call.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's commitment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Big Sir. So you asked me this question
earlier. Yeah, this question earlier about E.T.
Yeah.
I mean, he's back limping again.
He was limping down the hallway.
What's the deal?
He's running around like a madman on Saturdays at the Sharks games.
So apparently, I when Leon said it, I went and looked at him. I'm like, bro, what is up?
Hey,
and apparently he was jumping and hooping and hollering.
Gio, I blame you because you need to spat him or something. Tape him up before he does that kind of stuff.
He does. He's funny. He goes to the games and he's getting spat up by the trainer before the game.
Oh, my God.
So for people who don't know, Dr. George Bari, official team doctor of the Jacksonville Sharks, they're playing for another cup. And E.T.'s down there entertaining the fans. And so when I'm like, bro, I said, you already went through the Achilles. Is everything okay? And he said, it's the opposite foot. And he said it was on the top of the opposite foot. So what say you, Gio, about that?
Who knows? I mean, he didn't tell me. I don't know. Maybe he has a loose Frank. Who knows what's going on with this guy? But man, listen, I give him props. He's running around in that place, screaming, yelling, and running around the whole field.
Yeah.
Jumping across the side, the wall to get back so he doesn't get hit. So he does a good job there, but we'll see. Maybe when I see him next time, I'll look at him.
Exactly. But if anyone is pointing at the top of their foot, and it was the middle of the foot, kind of like what you just said, you can just kind of hit that because we always hear Liz Frank, we hear Jones fracture, we hear, that type of stuff. No, anyway, the top of the middle of the foot.
Yeah, Liz Frank is a bad injury. I was just kind of joking around, but that's a bad injury, right? I mean, you have to get hit pretty hard with your foot kind of planted in the ground for that to happen. But it could be anything. I mean, you can have a tendonitis. Your tibialis can be just inflamed where it's attached.
Mm-hmm.
Have a tendonitis there. You can have a little bit of arthritis that's getting inflamed also in that area. It's kind of hard to tell without examining it. You have to get an X-ray one to see if there's any arthritic changes in the foot, and they kind of examine to see exactly where they're hurting.
All right, so let's throw a couple more at you. Paul George, he's certainly been in the NBA for a long time, but he had an arthroscopic procedure on his left knee at the beginning of the week. And they said up in Philadelphia, this was an injury suffered during a recent workout. Now, whenever you hear a lot of gray area with any of these injuries, but whenever you hear arthroscopic, does that sound more minimal or take us through that?
I mean, look, an ACL is arthroscopic, right? And that's not very minimal. So it depends. Did they say how long he was going to be out for?
Just that he would begin rehab and will be scheduled or reevaluated prior to the start of training camp in September. So that is a lengthy amount of time.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's 2 months, August, a month and a half. It's not too bad. So it sounds to me maybe he had a little torn meniscus that they just cleaned up, and they expect him to come back after about maybe 2 months, 2 to 3 months. So I don't think it's anything crazy. If it was a big repair, unless, they're not telling the truth, which happens a lot, unless there's a repair, there's no need to. What I'm saying is, if he had a repair, there's no need to check him out in a month or so to see if he's going to play, because then he's going to be out for about 6 months, right? So if they're saying that they're going to check him out in another month or so and see if he's good to go, sounds like it wasn't anything big or anything that had to be repaired that you have to watch.
I always refer to Neil Alatrosh, the doctor out west, as the Geo of the West. This one was Dr. Jonathan Glashow. He's the Geo of the Northeast from up there at NYU. He's the one who performed the surgery.
Yeah. I mean, these guys go. It's funny. They don't. There's a bunch of guys that go all over. A lot of times it's who the agent knows, so they don't necessarily go to their team doctor all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they want to make sure if they trust another guy, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's whoever you're comfortable with, and maybe it's a doctor who did a surgery on you before in the past, and so you know him, which is common, and you want to go back to him. And so, player's choice, whatever they're comfortable with.
All right, so here's a question. 641-1010, you guys jump in on the text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You got a sports injury question. We'll try and get a little geo advice from you. One of them, I twisted my ankle, and in the process, I broke my 5th metatarsal bone on my right foot. Non-displaced, 6 days later, still swollen and hurts like you can't believe.
Yeah, that sounds like a Jones fracture if it's in the base of it. When you twist your ankle and you break the 5th metatarsal, that's commonly you get a Jones fracture there. So 6 days later, still swollen. It's going to be swollen. It could be for a couple of weeks, especially if you're not elevating it. You have to elevate above your heart. So if you're sitting down in a chair and you have your legs sticking out, that is not above your heart.
Okay.
Right, above your heart is you laying down on a couch or a bed, and your foot is above the level of your heart. So that's what you need. And number 2, when you break anything, it's going to be swollen for a couple of weeks. It's not abnormal at all, even if you do elevate it. So that's nothing crazy, nothing to be worried about.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of give it time and elevate it and see if the swelling goes down.
All right, here's another one. Doc, I had lateral ankle reconstruction on my left foot about 8 years ago from an A3 high ankle sprain. Now I have about 50% feeling on the top of my foot. Would PRP help?
Probably. What was the surgery he had, you said?
Reconstruction on the left foot about 8 years ago from an A3 degree high ankle sprain.
Yeah, I would say, look, you could try. I don't think so. The reason I say that is because you have a nerve there that in surgery, if it gets, irritated or, who knows what, it can decrease sensation over the top of your foot. And that's probably what he has 8 years later, hasn't gone away. And, sometimes you get some numbness after surgery. Obviously, this isn't a nerve. If you do get numbness that is anything significant, you still have full function of your foot, do whatever you want. You just will have some numbness over the skin. So if someone came to my office and asked me, I'd say probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I would doubt it. But if you want to try it, you can definitely try it. It's your own blood. But I wouldn't give high expectation.
Right. And that, just so people know, a lot of insurances won't cover that. So you are making an investment, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to pay cash. No insurance covers it. And as long as you understand that you're trying something that, one, no guarantee it's going to work. And even if the doctor's telling you, I don't think it's going to work, but you can definitely try it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you come in with those expectations, then you'll be fine.
All right, so give us real quick on the PRP. You might as well take this opportunity because you got the double PRP, which makes it that much more concentrated.
Yeah, so look, all the studies show you need volume. So if you go get a PRP where they're pulling 10 cc's or 15 cc's of blood, if you look at the studies, it's just really not significant enough to make a big difference. So you have to pull 60 cc's, which is about a fourth of what you give when you give blood. Then you got to spin it. Then you take what you spun, the half of the yellow. You'll see if you ever get it done, you can watch it. You get the yellow stuff, and then you got to spin that yellow stuff again, and then you get all the platelets, and then you inject that in. So you really need volume and a double spin to really get the amount of platelets that the studies that show that PRP works to get that advantage.
Yeah, you can get that. Just look online, BariOrthopedics.com, along with everything else that they've got, like shockwave therapy and plenty more. Now, one dude did text in last week, and he had a bruised heart, and he wanted to know if Gio could help because his lady friend dumped him. But he did say that within a short amount of time, he just want to let us all know, bruised heart, broken from the lady friend last week, healed, got a new lady friend. Okay?
Plenty of fish in the sea, bro.
He's back. Okay, he's back. I think more than anything else, the lesson here is no downtime, okay? Pick yourself back up.
Yeah, that's an injury that I guess you get back right away from, right?
Yes. Get
no
back on the horse.
No rehab protocol for that.
Yeah, saddle up. All right, Gio, what do we got Sharks-wise coming up?
So listen, third place.
Mm-hmm.
I think, 2 more games? If we win, we're in. And then the question is going to be if we win the next 2 and I guess certain people lose, then we get home field for the whole way. So
how many teams go to the playoffs?
4.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
4
the
way it
division,
should be.
From each division. There's 2 divisions, so 4 from each division.
Yeah. I was going to say I could come
We're
down
number
there.
3 right now.
Love it.
So
I was going to say I could come down there and give a speech, but my record is terrible of giving speeches.
You never know.
Leave it to ET.
I'm 2-5.
You can bring Serge down in the locker room. Ask the coach and see what he says.
I wouldn't recommend it, no.
All right, Gio. Thank you, my man.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, we will see you soon. We missed a couple questions. We will definitely get to them next week for sure. And Bari Orthopedics, real easy to find all over the First Coast. And just log on bariorthopedics.com, especially when you are talking about getting a little relief from those aches and pains. All right. Unfortunately, I missed the Rat Trapper question. We will have him as a question next week. All right. So we get back into some of the SEC Media Days talk. Set up a little bit later on the interviews that both Frank and Matt are working on up there. We'll do that coming up. Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday, as you can enjoy a little 9 after 5 this afternoon. Make sure you got a little bit of time to knock off and get there. That's why they make it 9 after 5. You got food, skins game, prizes, all of it is part of the 9 after 5 at the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. Sweet summer on the First Coast.
And the radio.
1010XL, Jacksonville's summer station.
Firehouse Subs has fries. Your hometown hero since '94 just cranked up the heat. Hot subs, crispy fries, golden, pillowy on the inside, and perfectly seasoned. Over 30 Jacksonville locations. Firehouse Subs, homegrown and now with fries.
Who says there's no free lunch? Join me, Prosser, and Jaguar and Gator legend Fred Taylor for free food and football talk Friday, August 8th at the Alhambra Theater. When you hear this...
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Be caller 28 to win a pair of tickets to a free lunch with Fred. Doors open at 11. Jags talk, Gators talk, football talk, including a 1-hour Q&A with Freddie T, and we're buying your lunch. Stay tuned for this sound to win your tickets.
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Courtesy of Jenkins Hyundai and Genesis of Jacksonville on Atlantic.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, why is it that when you look at how long a store has been in business, that it always seems to be the stores like Underwood's that sell fine quality that have been around the longest?
Frank, that's a question that really doesn't get asked a lot, but it should be. There are a number of reasons, but probably the biggest is because of the endorsements our longtime customers and their pieces of jewelry have given us through the years. You see, when you sell really fine quality jewelry, that piece will last longer and always stay beautiful. It might stay in the same family for generations, and through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest, so everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Fall football starts in July with Donovan Air Electric Plumbing SEC Media Days. Catch it live or catch the best of. Locked down by Instant Keys. Catch the best interviews on demand at 1010XL.com.
Ready to ride the waves? Best Bet St. Augustine is turning up the heat with our Summer Splash promotion. We're giving away over $40,000 in cash and prizes, including a brand new 2025 Yamaha Wave Runner. From now through August 8th, every hour you play poker or table games earns you an entry to win. It all leads up to the grand prize drawing on August 9th. The more you play, the more chances you have. Don't miss your shot to make a splash this summer. Visit bestbetjacks.com for all the details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that I'm okay with BTJ not being in the top 10. Not that he's not deserving, but I just like the motivation, the chip. Yeah, added incentive to prove everybody wrong. I love that in a young athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to be comfortable. I want the same dog I had last year. And I said to you, I was added to OTAs in that minicamp where everybody was just loving on Travis Hunter. Respectfully, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 pick overall, Heisman Trophy winner. But don't forget you got a Ferrari in the garage. And I'm telling you, healthy competition on the team is never bad.
No.
You think Jimmy and Keem didn't compete against each other? Of course they did. That's how they got better. That's how they got done. There was no animosity between the two, no. But they wanted, if one was eating, the other one wanted to eat. Mm-hmm. You want that kind of competition on your team, and hopefully we can get that with BTJ and Travis Hunter, respectfully.
Yeah, I agree that if you can get to a point where one is learning from the other and then becoming the other,
mm-hmm.
feeding off of what Brian Thomas Jr. does. And when we mentioned, and what Leon's referring to, if you guys didn't catch it earlier, ESPN, and this is Jeremy Fowler who's been leading this, and you can find it on their website, but I tweeted it out on X, at 1010XL Joe C, and at Leon Searcy Jr., and we were talking about it, that he's not among the top 10 receivers, according to the people that Fowler talked to, which were executives, scouts, coaches, and he is just on the outside. Honorable mention for, and you know who else was not among the top 10? Puka Nacua. after that great rookie year, and then he's dealt with a couple of injuries. And so anyway, he fell on the outside. But honorable mention was Puka, Terry McLaurin, who's not happy with his contract up in Washington. He probably deserves as much recognition as BTJ does. Anyway, those are the three guys that were mentioned that were just on the outside of the top 10. But if you feed and learn off of Brian Thomas Jr., get every bit of intel you can, and then try and become him, then you got two really, really good cats that are ready to take over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, they can learn from each other. I mean, they absolutely can learn from each other, and they need to be jointed at the hip. Mm-hmm. They do, watching film, working out, all that kind of stuff. After practice, during practice. I mean, Travis Hunter, I mean, they could be sponges feed off one another. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. So, because they could definitely in this offense, with protection for Trevor, they could be dynamic wide receiver weapons.
Well, I like what Trevor Lawrence had to say with his Pardon My Take interview when he sat down. He was out in Tahoe with the Celebrity Golf and was just basically talking about what Travis Hunter, what he sees in him. And he says instant star power, instant athleticism, speed, intellect, all that stuff. And he immediately recognized, hey, I want to throw the ball to him, but if he's defending me, I need to make sure I'm not throwing the ball to him. Mm-hmm. He has that type of talent.
Yeah, he does. I think he's more instinctive at DB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think that he could be dynamic at wide receiver. But I think his first calling is DB, in my opinion. Just watching him in Colorado. I mean, he could learn to be a little bit more polished in his routes by watching BTJ and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's just stuff he just needs to work on. I mean, he is a rookie.
Oh my gosh, yes. And the competition, the step up in competition is major. This is not you can go high school to college, and you can pretty much, if you're going from a big time high school program to a Power 4 school, there's a big step up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's even that much of a bigger step up to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, what he's trying to do has never been done before. And so I'm rooting for the kid. I mean, there's a lot of naysayers to say, he can't play both ways in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Why can't he? It's impossible until it's done.
Exactly.
It's always impossible until it's done.
And he's created, I think, if it works, he's created that thought that young kids will grow up with now in their head, the why not that you're just proposing right there. He will prove to them, hey, now you got something new to shoot for. Like right now, I think kids play one sport around the clock and around the calendar too much. I'd like to see them play multiple sports, but we all know what it is. Everything is now so precise. You got to keep working on your craft, and you can't break away, or you're going to miss out on whatever that greatness is. And these kids probably are driven a little too hard at times.
Yeah, what happened to fun?
I know. I agree.
There's no substitute for that.
Yeah, play multiple sports, grow, mature, have conversations with other kids, all that stuff that you need to do as a youngster. But if he shows these kids, like let's just say all the quarterbacks that go to Denny's place, well, there's now going to be someone that's saying, hey, you want to cross-train for both sides of the football? That'll be a little cottage industry, and kids will start dreaming about, I'm going to grow up playing both sides of the ball like that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He could be a trailblazer. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, he could be a trailblazer. If he has success.
Well, you already see it in low-level football in high school. Guys play both sides all the time.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
But are we going to see a big-time university recruit one of these kids and tell him and let him do that? That I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know how soon it will happen, but that's the next big step, because he did it in Power 4 play, and we can argue who they played and all that kind of stuff. But there's going to be another kid that's going to come off of this Travis Hunter hype, and he's going to say, recruit me for both sides of the ball, because I'm prepared. I'm going to play 100.
I'm only going to play for a school that'll play me at
and that's kind of what he asked. And I really, maybe a Noel fan can remember this, if he was promised, guaranteed, or whatever, when he was committing to Florida State. He was committed to Florida State for a long time, and then he turned on signing day and went to Jackson State with Deion. But I honestly can't remember if they said, hey, we'll let you play both, because that dream was hatched as Travis Hunter had his college career unfold, right? That's how I remember it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure if that was a discussion beforehand, but it will become that type of discussion, I believe, with one of these guys.
So do you ever believe that there could be an O-line to play D-line?
Oh, I like that idea, too. Okay, you think, we're going to say hello to Matt Hayes right now up in Atlanta as we wrap up our show. Matty, we're talking about Travis Hunter and the idea of, hey, that next kid's going to come along saying, I want to be that guy, recruit me to play both sides of the ball, and that day is coming. Big Surge just said, will there be an O-line/D-line star that'll come up?
Well, he knows better than that. Come on.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, do you, Leon?
That's real physical work.
So you tell me that Ndamukong Suh couldn't have played O-line or D-line?
I'm kind of thinking about it.
I think he could have. I think he could have, yes. But, bro, we're talking about that's some significant car wrecks every play.
That is true.
Whereas you can at least avoid some at corner and receiver, right?
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to get the big man hope. That's all.
I know you do, and I respect the hell out of it. I will say this, completely not even on this subject.
Yeah.
So DJ Lagway is now at his individual podium.
Could he play D-line, is what you're saying?
He looks like he can. That's number one.
He looks huge.
It's a great segue, Joe. But I will say this, he might have the biggest crowd yet this week.
Bigger than Arch.
Bigger than Arch, and
Stop.
bigger than Diego.
Diego? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. I think he's got the biggest crowd around his podium.
Did you walk up and slap him on the back just so you could check the shoulder?
Actually, I didn't slap him. I punched him in the shoulder and said, is this the one that hurts?
All right, so wrap up a little bit of what you've been doing before we hand it off to Helmets and Heels, and then, of course, with the Franchise Show coming up with more guests planned.
All right, so Billy Napier said about 10 minutes ago that DJ Lagway looks great. He was throwing this morning, that they expect him to be full go. And we will talk to DJ Lagway and Billy Napier and Jake Slaughter, as well as the commissioner, Greg Sankey, at 3:30. The ladies and Tom McManus.
Send them my regards.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Have graciously allowed us to hop in their program at 3:30 to have an interview with Greg Sankey live, so that'll be good too.
Mm-hmm. All right. So any takeaway right now as far as what they're saying to DJ Lagway?
Everybody, I mean, the focus of it has been, how has your offseason been? The shoulder, the core injury. It was interesting. Danny Werfel walked up behind the crowd, and I looked at Dan and I said, "It was like this when you were there, right?" And he just started laughing.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like it.
I mean, it's a good-sized crowd right now hovering around DJ Lagway.
Yeah. If it goes well for him, that means it goes well for Billy, and then Billy will be able to start recruiting that same type of guy.
If it goes well for him, Billy's going to get a contract extension, because if it goes well for him, they're going to win games.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy, and they got to play well. So
and you got to stay healthy too, okay?
Yes.
One day on, one day out.
Absolutely.
I'm just
absolutely.
All right. We love it. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bro.
All right. Matt Hayes, you can definitely find him on X at Matt Hayes CFB, and then of course all the stuff with USA Today Sports, and of course he'll be back with us tomorrow.
There's a lot of Gator love going on right now, Joe. Are you concerned? It's well delivered because of the way y'all finished.
Yeah, but
the way he's recruited.
Yeah,
the way he's developed. But does it worry you that all this love?
Yes.
See, you like JJ.
Yeah.
See, he's worth the same thing with Miami. You give Miami too much love, JJ say, I don't like too much love.
Like, if you've done it and they expect it, that's one thing. If they expect it and you haven't done it, that's a whole nother deal.
Yeah.
And so I love a certain amount of attention and hype, but they do have to deliver. The way they finished was strong. It was kick-A strong what they were able to do in the swamp against those big ball clubs. But now you're being viewed differently. That defense did turn a corner. They gave up a ton of points early, gave up a lot less later. So become that, right? Become that, be steady, and then have all these other either the running backs or the receivers become big stars, because that's what they need for DJ Lagway and for Billy Napier. For both of them to have the career and year that they're picturing right now, all those things have to come together. Right. And we'll find out. Like I said, I believe Dallas Wilson and Trey Wilson, there needs to be some nickname that a Gator fan will come up with for them if they do play the way I'm expecting them to play. They will be big-time stars on the receiving end of DJ Lagway plays. All right. On the receiving end of this handoff is...
Now, the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
Taylor Dahl, Helmets and Heels. As you guys get ready to go. What's going on?
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're doing great.
Doing great.
We're just talking about DJ Lagway, whether or not he can have that year. And Dallas Wilson is a guy that that Florida lured from Oregon to come in, along with Trey Wilson. Anyway, I think both of those guys could be big stars.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking earlier, and we've obviously credited what Billy's been able to do on the recruiting trail and in the portal when it comes to the trenches in general. The trenches in general look very good right now, and we all have seen what the success that can come out of having good trenches does. I went through some rankings that they had. They went through and they did, it was Pro Football Focus.
Right.
Did top 10 of every position group on both offensive and defensive side of the ball. And I was kind of seeing which teams had the most ranked in each of those categories. Clemson was one of the highest on that. They had 6 of the 7 categories. They had guys ranked, and their position group was in that top 10. So that's a Penn State, another one. So those are conversations of teams we'll be talking about. But Florida did have, I want to say Florida had 3 in both. It was offensive line, quarterback, and defensive line were there 3. People may argue the running back group when it comes to that, because you saw what Ball was able to do last year, and then you're expecting even more from that group this year, especially behind that line. And so it'll be fascinating to see how this year kind of plays out, to see at the end if they're in more of those rankings, because I could see it happening.
Yeah, it's a deeper roster. It really is. And so now the coach has got to prove it on Saturdays. He can get it done. What are you guys going to get done today?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot more college football. Several storylines coming out that are interesting to me, including Kalen DeBoer up on the podium today talking about just his record, 15-3 record against the ranked opponents, but then the number against unranked, not very good. So how do you handle that? How do you handle those games that you're supposed to win at Alabama? So we'll get into that topic. Obviously, Tom McManus with us now, so we're going to continue on digging into the Jaguars roster too, and seeing what we feel like has been fixed, what we kind of need to see, and what we think needs more help.
All right, sounds good. We love it. We'll look forward to it. Helmets and Heels, Taylor, Lauren, Tommy Mack, they will be ready to go. Hey, sirs, you'll be ready to go mañana.
No doubt.
Are you going for a workout now?
I am. I got to get a workout in today. Yeah.
Right,
This team, a little sauna too as well.
Are we buys and tries today?
Buys and tries, baby.
Well, on the gun show. All right, we're done. Golf Club of Southampton. Don't forget 2-8-7 play. Make sure you get on the tee sheet tonight. We would love to see you. 9-hole game, prizes, food, all of that waiting for you at the Golf Club of Southampton. Joe C, Big Sirs, Matty Hayes, and JJ. We got Helmets and Heels coming up.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Covering the Jaguars in every day that ends in Y. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1010XL.
Yo, ET here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non